Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. It's time to do something that I love doing, and that is picking a combined 11. I'm fortunate enough to be joined by my favourite YouTuber, apart from the Football Republic, of course, of which Saunders is a part. Saunders says, make sure you check out his YouTube videos because they are fantastic. The channel link is in the description below. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. What introduction.
I imagine you are the man who, like the cat that got the cream at the moment as a West Ham fan.
It's been by far the best season I've ever experienced in my life.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? You're going to win the cup and finish in the top four?
That would be, well, top four. The cup, maybe. The cup would be great. I'd definitely, at this moment, take the FA Cup over top four.
As would I. Yeah. I completely agree with that. It's a very interesting one, though. Can you guys comment below? Let us know. Do you agree with that school of thought? I think that it's the right thing to do. But would you prioritise silverware or would you prioritise top four? It's got to be silverware for me, but comment, let us know. We are going to do our best now to put our heads together and do a combined 11. So a combined Chelsea and West Ham team. If you look at the positions that we are currently in the league, there's only one winner here. But all may not be as it seems. And I am going to fight tooth and nail to get as many Chelsea players in there as possible. How are you feeling about this?
It should be interesting because I think on paper you've got more world-class players than West Ham has. But on form, different game.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? It's an interesting one, Chelsea-West Ham, because this game... It's such a big game. It's East London versus West London derby. Huge antipathy between the clubs. Are you coming into this game confident?
I think we'll certainly be coming in more confident than we probably ever have at the Bridge before.
Right.
Because we're just on such great form at the moment. I think the Everton game a few weeks back just turned the fans into our way form.
Oh, that was so good.
It's like it doesn't matter if we're 2-0 down, we can come back and win 3-2 in 20 minutes.
God, I remember the days when we used to be able to do that. That is certainly not the case now. Right, so let's make a start on this combined 11. The obvious place to start is a goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Thibaut Courtois for us. I'll make my case first. Thibaut Courtois is obviously a wonderful goalkeeper with a huge future. Mm-hmm. He's had a few rickets this season, but I would liken it to the season that David De Gea had when he first came into the country. A few rickets, but then matured, got more familiar with the league, and became a fantastic goalkeeper, probably the best keeper in the league.
Right.
I think that Courtois overall has been good this season, with a few mishaps. How do you rate Adrian's season?
Adrian has been great as always. He's always very consistently good. He has a mare in him. It's a bit annoying. I found myself the other day screaming at him because he started doing kick-ups in the area and almost lost the ball. I was not happy at that. He's got this sort of level of confidence, almost like borderline arrogance. But he is consistently good and he loves to save a penalty.
He does love
which
to
is
save
really
penalty.
good in a side. But having said that, he's not an international goalkeeper like Courtois is.
Right. I see. Do you know what I love about Adrian? And I think this is something that we are really lacking at the moment, and you seem to have it in abundance. I can remember being at Upton Park for, sadly, the last time ever, earlier this season, and I think Carroll scored, you went 2-1 up, and it was at the other end for the away fans. So obviously, directly in front of me was Adrian.
Yeah.
Celebrated like a lunatic. It's good to see when your players are like that, isn't it? That passion and drive is really impressive.
That's one of the best things about our club this season is that everybody is so up for it as a team. I love watching the players before the game. You see Payet, Noble, even Bilic come on the pitch, walking around, fist bumping everyone, hugging. They have this real sense of community within the players at the moment. It's great. It's really good.
What do you put that down to? Is it Bilic's influence?
I think Bilic has just got this connection with the players, which I don't think Allardyce or anyone in the last sort of 5-6 years has had. Right. Maybe even going as far back as Redknapp.
Right.
Really had that sort of connection. And everyone seems to want to be playing for him, wanting to be playing for themselves and playing for the team because we end this season strongly. We've got such a kind of big future ahead of us.
I know, it really is. It's all there for you, isn't it? Right, so what have we concluded here? I think I've made a relatively decent, strong case for Courtois. I think you've made a relatively strong one for Adrian. Mm-hmm. I think it has to go to Courtois, I'm afraid. I'm trying to be as impartial as possible. I think it has to go to Courtois.
As much as I'd love to reward Adrian, I think I'd have to go with you as well, Courtois.
Okay, great. 1-0. Right, let's go over to left back, which has been a really troublesome position for Chelsea this year.
Okay.
Who's your candidate?
Aaron Cresswell, completely. I mean, he's probably one of the most picked people in Fantasy League this season. He's incredible. He has an abundance of clean sheets. He takes free kicks when Pyatt isn't around to score them all the time.
Yeah.
And he's just a great player, good team player. And to be fair, I'm a little bit gutted that he didn't get called up for the
Just
England
about
squad.
to say that. Surprised that you didn't get the... And well, you've been quite unlucky on a couple of fronts, actually, with the England squad, I think.
Yeah, I think it's kind of remarkable that I think we're the only top 10 team that haven't got a player in the squad.
Yeah, it's unacceptable. And also, when you think of the season that somebody like Theo Walcott's had, and then compare that to the season that Mark Noble's had, there's no justice there, is there?
Yeah, definitely. And the thing that bothers me about that is that I almost feel like Noble might not get a shout now because he's getting older.
I agree. I don't think it's going to happen for him.
Yeah,
I remember when I was young, I always thought that Dennis Wise deserved more of a chance with England. It never happened. And I think sometimes your club is just unfashionable at the time for the international manager, and it seems to be the case at the moment for West Ham. But yeah really undeserved, I think. Do you know what? I can't even counter this. I'm going to just give it to Creswell. Yeah, I've got nothing. I've got a few suggestions in my head, but neither case is strong enough, and this is clearly a Creswell position. He's equalised. I'm going to do one now that I don't think you're going to like, and any West Ham fans who are watching are definitely not going to like. But I think he's going to be in. I think he's a shoo-in for any team in the league. And that is our captain, John Terry. He's back from injury. He's back from injury, and I think that he will play. Not only will he play in this combined 11, but he will captain it. Do you concede, or are you going to fight me?
I really don't want to accept Terry being in this team. But I'm thinking about who's going to be standing next to him. And I think Terry's experience and just... He's very good at his job.
Yeah. In terms of leadership and in terms of ball playing as well, he's a fantastic footballer.
I think it'd be, if he's on the team sheet, I think it's foolish not putting him in the starting 11.
Agreed.
So I think I have to sacrifice this one for Terry.
I love that. I absolutely love doing that to a West Ham fan. That image, it's one of my favourite images in football of John Terry celebrating a goal and all the West Ham fans going crazy. The antipathy towards him is huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's strong.
Do you think it's because he's from that part of the world? He's from Barking, I think.
I'm not sure if it's that or whether it's just the similar things that a lot of other clubs have against him as well. But
understood.
I think there is that, obviously, that the whole Chelsea West Ham natural rivalry. It's just one thing after another.
I love our rivalry.
It's great.
I love it. I think that it's been slightly dissipated of late, but I think that it's something that should be encouraged to flourish. East End boys and West End girls. Let's let it continue. In terms of partnering Terry, I'm struggling really to put anyone who can match the season that James Collins has had.
If we're going on form, then he is in outrageous form, not just for club but for country.
Right.
Yeah, he was massive in Wales' qualification, and probably will be massive for. I actually think I was at Upton Park the other week. I was watching Collins do his thing, and I'm thinking this is going to be hard. Opening game, England are going to struggle getting past him.
Is he that good?
He's on paper not at all. He's very something that he's prone to a lot of bad mistakes, prone to a lot of things that make you want to put your head in your hands and go, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" But this season, phenomenal. Really? Nothing gets past him.
So and when you have that rock at the back, it allows you to go further up the pitch and be more confident and allow players like, you've got great ones, but Payet is the obvious one to flourish.
Yeah, definitely.
It all starts at the back, doesn't it? Right, let's go to right back. This has been a bit of a problem position for Chelsea. Something that you can empathise with. It's been a real problem for you guys, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, since Jenkinson got injured in the City game, we've got Sam Byram, but a lot of the time it's kind of difficult to start. He's quite young, obviously, so it's difficult to start him in place. And sometimes with the cup, he's cup tied as well. So he could be an option this weekend, but he's so young.
Yeah, throwing him in the deep end, isn't it?
Yeah, he's young. I think he did well against City, but this is a big game.
Yeah.
Away from home. I'd fancy us probably starting Antonio right back like we have been, but that's not his natural position, so I'm going to have to concede a point, I think, to you.
It's going to have to be, because we obviously have the brilliance of Cesar Azpilicueta.
Yeah.
He is a fantastic right back, and I think he needs to play over that side more often. He doesn't play there enough, but hopefully, moving forward into next season, we can rectify positions across the back and get him playing, because when he plays there, he is flawless.
He's great, yeah.
He's flawless. Right, pretty evenly matched so far. Right, moving slightly further forward. I think this one pretty much writes itself as well. The two holding midfielders. The name that I'm going to put forward is Cesc Fabregas. I think Cesc Fabregas can execute a pass that other players can't even see.
Yeah.
And therefore, simply having that magic within him means that he needs to be on this team sheet.
Okay, I haven't really got that much to argue against that. But I'm going to say, if I'm going to concede to Fabregas, then Mark Noble needs to be paired with him.
Yeah, John Obi Mikel's had a very good season when he's played, but he hasn't played enough. Nemanja Matic has had a shocking season. Therefore, I think Mark Noble's been exemplary this year. I'm surprised he didn't get into the England setup. I'm disappointed he didn't get into the England setup, and I'm happy to welcome him into this team.
What a partnership that is.
That is a great partnership, actually. It's yin and yang. It really is. Right, now, this is where it gets really interesting. The three across the middle where the game will be won or lost.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with my strongest top trump here, and that's Willian. You're going to play right wing. I don't think any club in the league can have an answer to Willian if we were playing this game. I really don't. I think Willian's season has been magic. I think he was pretty much Chelsea's Player of the Year in November. He really has been that good. So Willian is going to be our right winger.
I would counter with Antonio, but I don't think I can because, like you said, Willian has been so great for you. In times where other players maybe not have been putting in the shift, Willian's always been putting in the shift.
There, yeah.
So we are trying to make a combined 11. So we've got to get the best team.
And it has to be
Willian. And I think it has to be Willian, yeah.
Okay, now this is where things are going to get a bit tricky. So make sure you comment below because I'm about to acquiesce to the fact that this is about to get very West Ham heavy, I'm afraid. Because West Ham going forward has been really free-flowing, silky stuff. We haven't. So I think that now I'm going to very much struggle to make a case for Chelsea players. Centrally, there's only one man here.
Demi Payet.
Again, it's a joy to welcome him into this team. I saw that he's been called up to the French team, which I think is...
That's fantastic news and so overdue.
So overdue. He's just magnificent, isn't he?
He's incredible. He brings so much excitement to our club. Every single game, everyone's seen the videos of the fans singing the Payet song.
Yeah.
Every time he steps
up to
the ball.
It was nicked by Arsenal. You can't do that, Arsenal fans. You can't just nick their song.
Word
for word
to be
as well.
Fair, we kind of stole the tune off Newcastle.
Yes.
Theirs was about not selling
but yours
player.
Yours
was about loving a player.
Yours is about a player, at least.
Yeah.
Arsenal stole it word for word.
I know.
Outrageous. But yeah, it's a joy to watch him. Do you know what I have recently discovered about him that I wasn't so aware of? I watched the game against United in the Cup.
Yeah.
It was his work rate.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that he was such a grafter. He puts in a real shift, doesn't he?
He's a great asset to the team, and I think having a player like him in our squad makes everybody else better.
Yes.
Which is I think a big testament to why we've been doing so well.
Yeah.
Is that having that sort of like him and Lanzini.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. When you have a mercurial player in the middle, and players know get him the ball, and something will happen.
Yeah.
And then he'll ping in a free kick from 40 yards past De Gea. It's
unbelievable.
How do you feel about that replay?
Are
you going?
Yeah, hopefully the tickets.
That is going to be such a good last cup game.
It would be great. It would be really good because it almost was the Liverpool game. That was almost the last one.
Right.
But obviously now we've got this replay. It's going to be amazing because we've actually got United for the last game ever at Upton Park.
Really?
At the end in May.
That's
our
nice
last home game. So yeah, it's a good one. It's going to be absolute carnage at the end.
Yeah.
But
you've got to make sure that you take something to allow you to take your seat.
Yeah.
Unscrew your seat. You definitely shouldn't be doing that. But you've got to take it home. You've got to have your seat. No one else needs it.
Grab some grass or something.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so Payet has been a revelation this season. I think it's going to be another West Ham player on the left wing. I just don't think I have anything to offer. Kennedy is a very good left winger, but he's been played out of position. I can't make a case for him really. Eden Hazard, I don't want to make a case for. It's yours, Antonio.
Yeah, get him on there. Give him any wing. Give him up front. Give him right back. Give him a position.
Good?
He works like an animal. He's incredible. You see him maybe take the short ball from the corner. 20 seconds later, he's there heading the ball in the other end.
I love players.
It is unbelievable.
Really?
He works so hard, and obviously because of his pace.
Yeah, he can do it.
He's just up and down the pitch constantly. He must run about a marathon every game.
You can really that kind of player is so warming to a fan, isn't it? Like you love players like that, players who seem to be wearing their heart on their sleeve and busting a gut for the club.
Yeah,
it's lovely to see.
He's got a very sort of infectious personality as well.
Yeah.
He wasn't starting at the start of the season, which was a bit frustrating because we bought him so much promise. Mate, he's going to be great. And he said, I'm not upset that I'm not starting because when I do start, I won't leave the team. And it's exactly what's happened.
I like it. Confidence. Yeah. Centre forward. Of course, under normal circumstances, I would be fighting for Diego Costa. And I think I would win that fight. I think Diego Costa is obviously one of the best centre forwards in the league. Sadly, due to sending off at Goodison Park, he is unavailable, which means I can't make a case for anyone else. there isn't a player at the club. And I think Bertrand Traoré has a really bright future, but it's too soon for me to fight you on this one. Which means again, I think I have to fall on my sword and concede to Sacco.
I mean, Sacco's our best attacking threat, who's fit and can play. I'm not sure whether he'll even start, but hopefully he will, because he's sort of been getting back into match fitness after injury. And Sacco on his day is unstoppable. Yeah. You know, he scored about 8 games in a row at the start of his first 8 games of the road last season. Yeah. He's been injured for a lot of this season, which has been horrible for us. But now he's back. He's already got one under his belt in 2 games of being back. So you know, it looks bright.
Yeah. That concedes it. I think Chelsea have lost.
Come on.
Hopefully that does not have an impact on what goes on Saturday afternoon. How are you feeling? Let's get a score prediction from you.
I'm feeling quite confident. I think we will concede, unfortunately, but I do think we're gonna steal it.
Sadly,
I think it could be 2-1 again.
I think I agree with you. I just think that you're going to be too strong for us, and our spirit really was broken in Paris and then in Goodison Park. So I think it could be a torturous day, but fingers crossed we can pull it out of the bag. I'm going to be as loud on the day as possible, and hopefully we can get the boys to a victory. Just one more thing I'd like to do, Saunders, and that is on behalf of the Chelsea Fans Channel and all Chelsea fans across the globe everywhere, and that is thanking you and West Ham United for taking 3 points off Tottenham and doing your bit to stop them winning the league. You did a huge thing for the world, and we would like to thank you, and we will try and do our bit in about a month's time. Thank you so much. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below, let us know, do you agree with this combined 11? If not, let us know your subs, and make sure that you subscribe to Saunders Says. It's a fantastic YouTube channel.
Thanks, mate.
Go on, you blues. Cheers, mate.
Nice.
Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. There have been a few dubious signings coming into the club at the moment, haven't there? We're going to take a moment now to go through the top 5 most dubious and pointless signings to have ever signed for Chelsea Football Club in the Premier League era.